All right,
Dang.
since we started with a spicy fucking episode, Nandan will be absent for 5 fucking minutes, and then if we're on the main channel, we can't cuss. So luckily here we can talk our shit.
Yeah, it's actual dirt.
Since people want the rankings first, we'll give predictions second. We had Bozos drop out last time we did this shit with NCSU and their T3 issues and people not being able to show up and play. UNT and then UMBC with the hot ban. This week we got Ohio State dropping out. Can't secure a W to save their life. They had the
Really
free
just keep losing.
bro. They had the
Keep
freest
losing.
bracket in CEA open and couldn't even secure a playoff berth.
When you're a premier team in CR6 and you're in CEA Open and can't make playoffs, there's something wrong.
Bro,
These guys gotta be out of the rankings entirely.
bro, the bracket blessing they got in Premier Quals just showed out astronomically. UC,
OSUB, frauds. Declared frauds.
UCSD undefeated in the West. You know, they got a high seed heading into the playoffs. You know, let's see if they show out or they just got by the weakest division of all time in R6 history.
Yeah, it's rough going. Someone's gotta win the West. Someone's gotta do it. When you have ASU's B team as the second place in the division, it kind of tells you the strength of it. But
Nah, the
congrats to
Western Division is the
UCSD.
best.
You made it.
Western Division's the best division.
Yo, Fibrox, you might actually have like an even matchup with them. I'll put it like that.
NJIT frauds.
NJIT, you don't want to give them credit, but I think you guys are better than you say you are. But you guys are
No.
notorious for throwing.
Yeah, because we can't play with starters, so we just don't deserve to be up there. Dude, an interesting team, Vespa. Let me take a look at this CEA bracket. Who have they played?
Yo, mod check again, Smurfs. Vespa, I think they only had one loss in. Well, I really should have duplicated the PDF, huh? I believe they only had one loss in Eastern.
Yeah, Vespa was 6-1 in East in CR6.
Yeah, they have a high seed, so we're gonna give them the benefit of the doubt and hope that they can carry their weight at least past the first round. If they get first rounded, phonies. Open teams that always have high seeds are always phonies. Like A&M A last year, by one round they didn't lose to their B team.
Yep, shout out to Vespa. Shout out to the non-macroers that they currently have
Yep.
on the roster.
Shout out to Zephyr with the Vespa lost to NU CEA roster, aka the non-super team. So Vespa might be some big frauds up in this chat. They would join Ohio State B and UCSD in the frauds channel.
All right. Can I say something about this TAMU team? So this new TAMU team has constantly switched their starting five for the last 8 months. Okay, their A team disbanded in like the fall of last year. You guys remember that after like the stage 2 playoffs?
Shout out the homie Podwaka.
Yeah, their A team just disbanded, and the B team became the new A team. And ever since then, they have constantly switched between like their 4th and 5th players. Like they've subbed out people from their B team, they subbed in people from their B team, and this team is so mental driven. It's actually crazy. If they're feeling like, if their mental is up and high, these guys just turn into the best players you will ever play against. And if they're just feeling trolly, they will turn into the worst team you've ever played against. That's all I have to say about this team.
Yo, Batman 268, the GOAT. Just saying.
Yeah, I kind of learned the hard way. Map 1, they were feeling a little trolly against us, and then map 2 and 3, A&M decided to tighten it up agast us as like we forgot how to shoot.
They're so momentum driven. That's crazy.
A&M is like hot and cold. Like they'll win their games, they'll lose their games, but they ain't beating, like they're not doing any upsets, but they're also not getting upset. Trine, they're kind of figuring their shit out. They got a win over UTSA, and then got fucking absolutely deleted by Akron the next play day. I believe they played the winner of ISU and
I-
someone else in CEA.
ISU already won. I'm looking at the Premier playoff bracket right now. They play ISU.
Oh, yeah, this shit was pre NU whooping on the GCU ass, so that has not been accounted for in this rankings.
For Trine, all I have to say is they're a very inconsistent team. One week they'll be like literal gods. The next week they'll be like literal silver. So you don't know what you're gonna get out of a team like Trine.
Purdue, they haven't won a game in who knows how many weeks, so they're just going downhill. -5 already.
Looking real fraudulent as of late.
Oh yeah, they're not.
Losses to
They are looking like
UGA,
Ohio State
Converse,
B real quick.
losing to GCU, Wisconsin. I mean, really, the last time they've won was just a week and a
Edinburgh?
half ago against Edinburgh, and then
Yeah.
before that, the last time that they won was a month before that.
Yeah, they
So 2 wins in a month is not good for a roster that's competing in
in
CR6 Premier.
Yeah, they're not hanging with the boys. So they'll if they get first rounded, they will fall in the fraud category. Starting next rankings, we got to do a fraud category. Teams confirmed frauds.
Yep.
Where are we at? Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State got a decent seed going into the playoffs. They are been on a win streak the last like 3 weeks, so they've only been steading up, but they haven't really upset anyone.
Actually,
Let-
I'm pretty
so
sure
let's see
they
if they.
lost this week or last week. No, they lost to UIUC.
Yeah, they lost to UIUC.
Yeah.
Ooh, UIUC. Ooh, with the 2-0, 7-4, 7-3.
Yeah.
That's their first L in like since the
A
20th.
long time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
since
since
they
they
won
lost
against
to
A&M.
Iowa State somehow.
Yeah, they might be frauds. We'll see if they. I don't think they'll get first rounded, but they're for sure looking like they might be a second round possible threat to be bounced in the second round. Auburn, they didn't move up, they didn't move down, but they have caught some L's lately. They're starting to look like some frauds, or they're just losing steam.
I will tell you when I was watching my teammates play them in CEA, we had one starter and 4 subs playing them, and we were like, okay, these guys are pretty mediocre. We can win this game, right? And then we play them in CR6. We got stomped. Like they had the best timing, the best crosshair placement ever. They were absolutely shitting on us. So I don't know.
They lost to Clemson, but they beat Penn State and Davenport, so they're kind of just they win one, lose one, win one, lose one last 3 weeks. St. Mary's, they got a win over Wisconsin. Obviously, no reverse, but we don't account for subs, so it still helped them a bit. But they got to play Akron tomorrow. And then I don't know.
They played Akron last night, and
Yeah.
I was talking to IMAT. It was actually a 7-3, 7-5 win for Akron, I believe.
2-0.
Mm-hmm.
Map 1 St. Mary's
Obviously hasn't been
did
accounted
not have
for.
Rected, but
Yeah.
you know, kind of expected based on where they are in the rankings to lose to Akron, so that's not terrible, but you know, 7-5.
If they would have
Decent
took
map.
that map, you know, would have gave them a little bit of credit.
Yeah.
Take away the fraud potential. And then we got UIUC who just beat Auburn. There's a team that like people are saying is supposed to be nasty. I haven't heard anything about them in open. I guess they're just winning what they're winning and they're losing what they're losing.
I
Well,
don't think they've
they haven't
lost
lost.
yet. Yeah.
They're only in CR6. I'm pretty sure they're one of 2 undefeated teams in CR6.
Then
So
it should be
UIUC being the champs of Central.
3 should be 3 undefeated teams: UCSD, UIUC, and Kennesaw.
Oh, Kennesaw too is undefeated. So undefeated team out of Central, it's got to mean something. You know, they're doing good, beating teams like Oklahoma State, getting quality wins. So it's a team on the up.
we got the super team, or the CR6 super team, to be exact, because it's not the same team as CEA. But the CEA version of this team beat. Who did Zephyr say they won? Oh, they beat Vespa. You know that should be a given if it was a super team, but with the non-super team beating Vespa, I think that's a fair win. And
Their
then
non-super team isn't bad. We played them in the quals. They're definitely like a solid roster. It's just with Max, Uzi, and Indy coming in, they have literally filled the spots that were like holding them back this entire time. I feel like.
Yeah, it's always kind of hard to rank a team. Like, this is a very unique situation with Northeastern and Brown, where you basically have the same team, just in 2 different leagues. And, that team, you have to take the good with the bad in terms of what your team's done in the past and what your team's doing now. So, the past resume, a couple bad losses, including the Penn State, does affect where this is ranked. So, as long as you keep winning, you keep moving up. But if you lose to teams like Penn State, it's hard to move you up.
We were supposed to play this. We were supposed to be the first team that this Northeastern Super Team is supposed to play, but unfortunately, I had COVID and I could not play. I had to be like taken home. I wasn't allowed to stay on campus, so I couldn't play, and we ended up forfeiting that game. So unlucky. I want to see for myself what the super team is like.
Kennesaw, this team is super hot and cold because I know they got worked by UTSA and CEA, and then when they had those botched ass wacko rankings, they won against VT, lost to UMBC, the band team. They beat Illinois State 2-1, and they beat St. Clair, beat Alabama, beat Cincinnati. So they, other than the ISU win, they really don't have any credible wins lately. But they do have a decent seed heading into the playoffs.
I believe they're the highest seeded open team for playoffs.
So they should. So they'll either be frauds or nah.
Yes, they are the highest seeded team, open team in the playoffs.
So they should be getting an inline position for a premier spot.
Yeah, again, one of the undefeated teams coming out of East, or the only undefeated team coming out of East. A lot of quality wins. The losses are only against quality teams. Losses against Wisconsin, NCSU, and UTSA. And then the team formerly known as UMBC. So a lot of quality wins coming out of KSU. They keep winning, they keep moving up. Pretty simple.
We got Texas Tech dropping, or technically they went up one, but really not by much. They forfeited their last 2 play days, so they're really losing credibility there. They gave a free win to the biggest frauds that were on the rankings, which is Ohio State B, and then they
I
forfeited
will
to
say
Akron.
this. This is an interesting fact. You guys probably don't keep track of this. So Ohio State B and UCF and St. Clair are the only 3 teams to ever not get an actual win in CR6 Premier in the last 2 years. Those are the only 3 teams.
Ultimate frauds. That's a true fraud list right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we all remember how much UCF and St. Clair were just massive frauds in Premier. So again, even more reason they should be not on the list.
Yep. Only 3 teams to not get a single actual win in Premier.
We got Edinburgh. The Borough had an upset W over Ohio State, and then they just kind of losing everywhere else. The last win they had was Northeastern and CA Open, the non-super team. Other than that, they lost to GCU 7-1. They lost to Purdue 7-3, which that Purdue team is, on my opinion, kind of on par with Edinburgh's team potential, but Edinburgh got shooters, so them losing, it's kind of hurting. But then they lost a close one with UTSA, and they got that upset win over Ohio State.
Yeah, there's a lot of hype around the Edinburgh roster, kind of starting the season, getting N dubs, getting all that settled up, having the talent come in, and then now they're just kind of falling flat. But maybe they're turning things around. Getting a win over Ohio State's a good way to start the turnaround. And we'll see kind of how that gets impacted later on in the rankings. But Edinburgh, a dropper, but not a big dropper. So kind of moving on, looking at the GCU roster, they're moving up one spot, moving up a little bit. You know, they got winning over Purdue, winning over Wisconsin. That's a huge win.
With
Winning
reverse.
over Edinburgh with reverse. Yeah,
Reverse going
17 wins
negative.
over reverse.
Smoked them. They smoked them.
Reverse going negative that game.
I'm
He
just
was-
saying, my boy Vince, my boy Smurfstat GCU, he's on his villain arc. Meat stick.
Someone got to get meat stick a nice little back brace. He's carrying Klimpse around, man.
Yep.
You got to carry Klimpse in the comms and in the matches. Come on, bro. They got a Wisconsin Whitewater W. They beat Purdue, and then they lost to UTSA. They got folded by UTSA.
Yep. So GCU moving up only because Edinburgh's got a drop. Otherwise, GCU might be on a little bit of fraud watch.
Surprisingly, not getting relegated. They were on the verge of getting relegated because of Edinburgh.
Yep. But they ended up smashing Edinburgh the second time they played them around. So you got the upset there. Davenport next on the list.
Moving up to our boys on Davenport.
The 10 map scrimmers.
They have to be the most dedicated team in collegiate.
They lost. They got a forfeit win against Tech. They lost to Akron. They lost to, or they won against their B team. Not surprised. They lost to Arizona State.
One of the maps was close against their B team. No.
8-6.
Yeah.
They beat Ohio State B, biggest frauds on the rankings ever. They beat RPI, bunch of nobodies. They lost to Illinois State 7-4, but then they beat Kent State. So they kind of hanging around where they should be.
Yeah, Davenport is kind of like the team, you know, if you compare him to like a student, they're like the guy that studies for like 40 hours a week and gets like a 78 on the test. Like they can VOD review, they can scrim all they want, they just can't get over the hump when it comes to upper echelon teams like Arizona State, Illinois State. You see losses against those teams throughout the competition, you know, losing to Texas Tech, losing to Akron, losing to Illinois State twice. They can't get over the hump when it comes to beating better teams.
Illinois State, actual frauds of all time. If Moore and Cow ain't shooting, one or the other, they're obviously not winning games. They have a barely win over Kennesaw State. They lost to Wisconsin 2-0. They lost to Akron, lost to Arizona State. They beat Bama after losing to Bama earlier in the year. They beat Davenport and beat Ohio State B. So like they had the sophisticated losses, and then they had the okay wins. Obviously, because of the win over Davenport, they got to be above Davenport.
Yeah.
I will say about Illinois State is that they have a very unique play style, and their op pools are they're very limited, as Mort only plays 2 operators. He plays Sledge and Frost. So I really want to see how they adapt, but I don't know. It's just they're a weird team.
Yeah, Illinois State also losing Saab after this semester, so we'll see how that affects them. We get to maybe see a little bit of Hollywood or that sub that they had in there. I don't know if y'all remember the clip against Bama, the Hollywood clip where the Hibana hit that nasty lick, but things not looking too bright if they can't close it out this semester for ISU. This is pretty much their championship window if they're gonna win one.
Yeah. Okay, my biggest frauds of this entire list is actually Wisconsin, okay? This team, with or without reverse, right? They can be amazing, and yet they still choose to troll. even with reverse, this can be like a really good team still, and yet they again still choose to troll even with the reverse. I do not understand what's going on this Wisconsin team.
Yo, Wisconsin on the hot trend down, bro. And they play UTSA tomorrow. I don't know who they play today, but they play UTSA tomorrow in CEA.
Who would have thought Boomin was the difference?
Yo, Boomin and Rippled, bro, stay being the goats over reverse.
Minus Boomin plus reverse, actually a negative trade. Collegiate reign supreme.
Oh, they did lose to UGA, but they beat Purdue. Purdue's not really a credible win there. They lost to GCU, which is awful, and that was with reverse playing. And their loss before that was to UTSA, but they beat Edinburgh. They did have an upset win over Ohio State. But other than that, they kind of been leaning towards the downward. Kent State, who a lot of people consider frauds. I'm on the 50-50 boat. Should have not dropped Staz, in my opinion. But
Hashtag free Staz.
But they got a W over Illinois State, W over Ohio State B. They got a forfeit win NCSU. They smoked Tech. They lost to Akron. Beat Arizona State, which is a big
That's a huge dub.
a credential booster for them. And then they lost to Davenport. Davenport did beat them both times. So Davenport got the Kent State number, which that's why Kent State can't be too far off. It's kind of keep it in the cluster. But Kent State, they can't really beat the big name teams, but they can beat all the mid tier names, the ISUs, the Techs.
I don't know. I still think that Davenport is a better team than Kent. Well, that's just me personally, but I understand where this Kent ranking is coming from because they did own Wisconsin both times. I'm pretty sure, right?
They have not played Wisconsin yet.
Kent State?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not in the same group as Wisconsin.
Oh.
They're in the group with Ohio State B, NCSU, Tech, Akron, Arizona
What did
State.
they beat? Oh, they beat Arizona State, I think, both times, right?
Yes,
It was
they
on
beat Arizona
Chile.
State.
Yeah.
Okay, that's who I was talking about.
7-4, 7-2 in the 2 times they played them in Premier.
Yeah.
So pretty good resume boosters there, beating ASU twice.
But I don't know. I still think Davenport's a more complete team compared to Kent State.
Kent State definitely has their flaws that have been shown against competent teams. UTSA, I'll let you guys go first on this one.
All right, UTSA. We gotta carry Miggs on this guy. UTSA, they do have some quality wins. Wins over UGA, wins over Wisconsin, wins over Illinois State, but a couple losses here and there. Losses to Trine, losses to Converse, losses to Ohio State, which is kind of expected. So they have some quality wins. They have, the loss to Trine really was, that's rough, losing 2-0. So not movers, not droppers, not movers. So sitting here just at 6.
I will say though, one thing for UTSA is they gotta fix their consistency. I know Ton has been playing a lot more games, but I don't know. I still feel like they are losing to some teams that they should be beating, even with Ton, the collegiate super lord.
I.e. Trine.
Yo, at Trine,
can't be losing to Trine.
Bro, Ton already knows I yelled at him and I yelled at Striden. They both trolled extra hard on match point in regulation by chasing. They chased Squrrly with a bailiff, each of them.
Yeah,
they both
I
trolled
saw
it.
the screenshot. You can't let Squrrly hit the nasty 1v4 lick.
Bro,
on Villa.
Two people trying to go for bailiff clips, extra troll.
What's up, boys?
What up?
Oh my
Make
god.
Song.
Now we gotta change the stream title.
Shit.
Fuck no, I don't care.
We got mystery guest here.
Bro,
Klimpse.
I went and picked up Canes. Fucking fire. Traffic was not bad on the way back though, so it's glad I could make it. Bear a minute, bro.
Why didn't you get me Canes, bro?
Dude, I bring it for the boys.
Ohio State A team.
Yeesh.
They used to they used to look like Iron Man, and now they looking like
Mickey Mouse. Mickey
Rust-
Mouse.
Who's a weak Avenger? Hawkeye.
Hawkeye's
know,
the goat,
freaking-
bro.
Whoever shoots the bow and arrow, dude.
That-
That dude.
That's Hawkeye. Fuck
Definitely
you.
Hawkeye, bro.
It's the goat.
All right, you know what? You know what? He's Ant-Man, bro. He's definitely Ant-Man.
Yeah.
They're looking like
There you
Ant-Man
go.
right now. They were on a hot win streak. They only had one L for the longest time, which was Converse. And then they go and lose 4 straight with Wisconsin, UGA, Converse, and Edinburgh. Obviously,
yeah, lost to Edinburgh.
close
Just
games.
Terrible.
7-4, 7-5, 8-6, 7-5. But still, catching 4 L's in a row kind of had a, you know, give them a little
They went
hand-me-down.
8-7 against us too.
Shit.
I-
Oh yeah, we
I
have that
will
one up
say,
there.
though, it's like a perfect representation of Ant-Man, right? So when they're losing to these teams, they're like the small Ant-Man. But then you know that one movie where he becomes extra large? That was them at the beginning of the season. Right? They looked like the team to beat. They were like the #1 undisputed team. They did not like lose a game like the first.
So I thought they were
few
gonna be
weeks.
nasty.
Yeah.
They're falling apart. They were asking for subs fucking last week. Like, dude, they
And-
were pulling out all the stops they could.
Yeah. I think this is a team that's in the midst of being disbanding, but I don't think they will though, because I don't know.
The thing is, they're so good. Like they have no like they shouldn't try or shouldn't disband at all. Like they're so fucking good. Like they're all very good, like mechanically solid players. They just need to show up for their games. It's kind of like GC last year. Like us, like I can take like a testament to this because it's how we were. Like we were all really good players, right? It was the same roster that placed third. But we all just stopped playing the game and weren't showing up to our games anymore. We forfeited like the end of the season. That's kind of what's happening to them. Like they're
Okay.
really not showing up to their games anymore.
My only win in CR6 Premier was against GCU.
It was, bro. That was embarrassing.
That was
embarrassing.
oh, you guys almost came back to. We were up like 6-0, and you guys came back.
Bro,
like,
Nanded, I was hard carrying. You remember that game, bro. I got
do.
Klimpse. I farmed you guys, bro.
We almost lost the game. We were up 6-0. They came back 5 rounds, and then we just closed it out.
You guys should have lost that game.
UGA number 4. They were very fraudulent, and then they were very good, and they were very fraudulent again. And right now they're very mid. They cannot forget the loss to the super team in CEA that was accounted for a couple weeks ago. Then they forfeited to Edinburgh, but then beat Jzwills and nobody. They beat GCU 7-5. They lost to Converse, beat Purdue, beat RPI, a bunch of nobodies, lost to UTSA. Then somehow, and like 30 minutes later, they beat Ohio State. They beat FIU, who's not really on here. They beat Wisconsin, and they lost to Converse. So they're like super hot and cold, winning one, losing one, winning one, losing one, and then beating nobodies. And then they're probably gonna catch some hot L's here in CEA playoffs, from what I'm hearing.
Nah, we're
shit.
gonna lose. We're losing to them.
I heard NJIT about to smoke that UGA pack.
That's just not true.
I heard NJIT versus
Confidence.
North versus the Brown Super Team coming soon.
Nah, UGA
shit.
can have it, bro. I do not want to play against that.
You don't want to play against 3 different schools.
I do not want to play against 3 different schools.
How do they choose like who represents Brown? Because
I-
like there's more of them that don't go to Brown than do.
I think Slickly chooses who plays the game and who doesn't, because he's the team captain, right? So if Slickly's like, "Yo, you 3 are playing this game," so then they just show up and play the game.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I do think though the Brown people, I don't think they have a third person that like is willing to play the game. I'm pretty sure they've all like kind of like slowly quit the team, but
Fuck,
they're
bro, I would too.
they're just there.
When you're going to school for fucking like crazy shit at Brown, like you gotta be a smart motherfucker to be in there. So like, shit, dude, I wouldn't be fucking sitting on R6. That's why I'm not there.
I mean, I don't blame him. If he can't consistently get like his teammates to show up, then I mean he has to get like people from other schools to actually show up and play.
Word
games
from
for
the
him.
source himself: 2 players weren't into it anymore, and one of them was a grad student. Of those 2,
Yeah, they're going to an
That's right.
Ivy League school, and
Didn't Speed graduate too? So I mean, they
Yeah.
lost like a lot of their roster.
yeah, and see another pre-med student.
And Smup doesn't play with them anymore.
Dog,
Smup is back with
if I went to
NGA.
an Ivy League school, most definitely believe me, I would not have time to be gaming.
Yeah,
Dude, I would not be fucking touching Siege.
I mean, I understand like Brown's situation, like why they need these players, but Northeastern, man, that team, they had 5 people before these like Max, Izzy, and Indy came in, and they just changed the team completely.
Anyways, my 2 cents. Let them play.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. They're all college students. Yeah, the Northeastern is still 3 NU that play on
3/5 of
game
their
day.
team.
Yeah,
See, that's what I think. That's where I think it should be drawn. I think that's legit.
yeah,
Like I think because that means the majority of your school means you're actually representing your school, right? I don't know. We could talk about this later. Like I have a decent opinion on it, but
We
I
could
mean,
talk
this is
about
I
it
think a
the
lot
after
of
the
people do.
rankings.
Yeah, it's
and
a
the
big
Yeah,
issue.
exactly,
Let's get back to the
exactly.
running games.
That's what I was saying.
Acorn.
Let's get the rankings done.
Acorn.
The OGs.
Last loss was to ASU, and then from that, the last loss before that was ASU again. Other than that, they've caught straight W's.
They've got a lot of bye
In
weeks in
between.
CEA.
Oh yeah, a lot of
They
people.
got a long bye week because that's how like CEA like invite playoffs work. If you win the winners bracket, you sit there for like 4 weeks not playing.
Well, they played St. Mary's yesterday, so now they start their
Yeah.
bye week. But other than that, they had last Friday they had off because they had 2 forfeit wins from NCSU and Tech on the same day. The double forfeit win. But essentially, Akron doesn't
Akron's
have.
been looking
They
good,
don't have
though.
it. Yeah, I was gonna say they don't have anything to push them up because they haven't played either. Or they played Arizona State, lost to them, so they can't really jump them because they lost to them both. But they haven't done anything to out bump Converse. They bumped UGA and Ohio State because those two were kind of losing. UGA bumped Ohio State for beating Ohio State.
Yep.
I will say though, me and Klimpse were talking to Matt yesterday, and Matt was like, "Dude, we just can't beat Arizona State, dude." I
Yeah,
don't know.
that is what Matt was saying, bro.
Yeah,
Matt was like, it's only Arizona State. It's everyone else the fucking roll. And they're pretty good. Like they're they've got the core 3 who've been playing together for 3 years now. Jet, Casey, and Matt. And then Kosa and Jobu, very good players. And if there's ever one of them sick or they need depth or whatever, I mean they've got Warrior on the bench who's also a very solid player. So like they're set for success, bro.
As I've always said about Akron, never worry about them in the first semester. Always always worry about them in the second semester. Second semester is when they get shit right.
That's
They
facts.
hit the gym. They hit the esports gym.
Catch them in the lab.
Number
Bro, they
2,
get like full access all night. It's crazy.
ASU. ASU's last loss was Kent State with that nice little 7-2 upset. But other than that, they haven't lost. Actually, their last loss was to Kent State as well, 7-4. And then before that was Davenport. But other than that, they've got 2-0 win. They beat Tech after losing to Tech. They got a forfeit win for NCSU, beat Akron, beat the Frauds, beat GCU in a 2-0, beat Davenport, beat ISU, beat Rutgers, and they got a forfeit
That game
win
was
against
way
NCSU
too close between us and ASU. That was way too close.
So yeah, they got to have a little bit more impactful loss, or at least another loss to move them down. They kind of just moved up one by default of Ohio State dropping, or else they would have been sitting.
Who did they? Didn't they lose in the CR6 second stage?
Yeah, to
Who did they
Kent
lose
State.
to? Kent State. Okay.
And that was their only loss. The previous loss they had was also to Kent State on the first stage.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, shit like that happens, right? Like any team could beat any team. Sometimes it just happens. Sometimes you have a team's number. Like Arizona State has Akron's number. Kent State has Arizona State's number, apparently. So like, shit like that happens.
Yeah, like
UTSA has our fucking number. That's for sure, bro.
like I said, like they would
I
have not
can't
moved
ever
up
beat UTSA.
had Ohio State not dropped. They would have stayed the same.
Pendy may be the 6th man, but I'm telling you, when that man shows up, that man shows up. Like you will see the impact that Pendy has on.
They
them.
have depth, and Mikey too. Mikey's been playing forever.
Yep.
And Mike is the GOAT, bro. We love Mikey G.
And then last is Converse. Not really much to say other than they haven't lost since week 1 against Wisconsin, the game where Reverse dropped 22. Other than that, they haven't lost since, and that was the very first game of the season.
Yeah, kind of hard to rank these guys outside number 1 when they literally have not lost in a month and a half.
and they don't play any of their leagues, so they aren't really getting tested by anywhere else other than just the premier CR6 teams.
I mean, I think those are the teams that like you really need to get tested. But I don't think the CA Invite League is that
That's such a
special.
joke, bro.
All right, now we get
Look,
to,
I mean, just the teams that are in there, like some of the teams have been gatekeeping that shit.
Wait, I believe I can start this prediction. Have you made your prediction already?
I made mine. I don't
Yeah,
know
you
what.
already made yours. I
Uh,
can start the tournament. I'll let you go through this, and then once Dirt Report's over, I'm gonna be starting the tournament on Shalong.
So get your brackets in, boys.
Before you like finish up your brackets, NCSU is forfeiting their playoff game. So just keep that in mind.
That's a free W right there for everyone. Number 3rd
That's
matchup.
free 2 points right there.
You can't physically not have at least one person or 1 or 2 points at the bracket.
That's what I'm
Yo,
saying.
can I-
I'm giving you a free win.
Can everyone read it? Or-
Yeah.
Okay.
We got you.
All right.
It's a little funky, but yeah.
All right. So everyone, match 1, Converse or San Jose.
I don't
Converse.
know. I'm thinking Beppis is taking this one down. He's getting the upset. No,
I got
Converse.
Converse going all the way to the finals. That's me though. I just think they're the undisputed goats.
I think so too. Honestly,
Ottawa and Cuts.
Okay.
probably cuts down.
No, I have a little bit of like I know the Rutgers guys really well, and I know like a little bit about you Ottawa, and I know that they're just gonna like run around and absolutely run through cuts down. I think
Yeah.
you Ottawa there.
Cutstown is Kansas, man. You
I don't know
can't trust
anything
Kansas
about
guys
these
to
two
do
teams,
anything.
but
I voted Cuts,
I'll give
but
it
I know nothing about either of the two.
I know
You
nothing.
Ottawa
I'm gonna
taking
put
it down.
cuts, but
I don't know anything about Cutstown either, but I know a little bit about you Ottawa Garnet, and I know those guys run around like headless chickens, and they just gun.
so does NJIT.
KSU and Auburn.
Kennesaw.
This one's
Kennesaw,
actually really close, I think.
I don't even.
Kennesaw
Remember.
This
takes
is.
the
I think.
three-mapper.
Is this Auburn Navy or Auburn?
This is the
yeah,
Auburn
Is this
A
the
team.
main?
There's
This is
a-
the main
yeah,
team,
Yeah,
right?
this is
Yeah.
the main team.
Because they're not. Because Navy is now their main. Yeah.
They have two
Um,
different names. In CA, I'm pretty sure it's Auburn Orange, and in this, it's Auburn Navy.
Yeah. I think Auburn will put up a good fight. I just think Kennesaw has always been one of those open teams that, like, they're always at the top of open, but can never edge themselves in a premier. It's been that way for like the last 2 years.
Yeah, I think Kennesaw takes that.
Where are we at? I don't remember what I voted, to be honest.
5.
Penn State versus
I
Utah Red.
Dude, no, you do not bring up the name Utah in front of me. Last night,
That's a free match for Kent State.
Last night, Landon.
I was cursing out those Utah guys. We played them in a ranked game. We played against them. Oh, I lost my mind.
Bro, well, that was Utah Black though. That
Oh,
was
that
was
Utah
because
Black?
this is Utah's B
We got
team.
Kent
versus
State
Kent
versus
State.
Utah's B team.
No way. No.
Like I
think
said, they,
This is my one qualm I have with the 64 team bracket, bro. Is like it is a waste of all the premier teams at the very beginning. Play against teams like fucking Utah or like not to shit on Utah, but like Utah's B team, right? Like we all know they're not going to beat Kent State.
like in
Like-
in my opinion,
but-
the way the
like,
bracket
we all
should be
know that.
is like premier teams should be in the round of 32. Those 16, like they put 32 open teams, and then in round 2 they populate the premier teams.
They could put premier teams in round of 16, right?
No, round
Like,
of 30, round of 32.
Couldn't they put premier teams in like the round of 16 and then feed like have each like have the 64 bracket and like
That's what I'm saying.
play
in,
on
in-
through?
in the round of 32, you put 32 open teams, 16 premier teams. So then the winner of those 32 or those 32 open games, that's 16 teams. Then you play 16 versus 16 premier.
originally what we had planned was to make the bracket a little bigger, but we decided against that because like then everybody would be in the freaking tournament like, and it just wouldn't be fun. Because we were thinking about having like 16 premier teams and then like another 16 like top open teams and then have like more teams in the playoffs to be competing, to give them more like play time and stuff. But we decided against it.
Yeah, I mean, I think you could technically like if you wanted to shape it out, you could do a pre-filled out bracket up to the round of 16. You have a premier team in each part of the round of 16. You have an open team in each part of the round of 30, like two, like a top open team, in the top of those, and like you could probably fill that out. Like I don't know,
All right.
I don't know how that'd work out, but
Wisconsin,
maybe I'm
OC.
fucking overbraiding it.
I don't think OC is gonna show up for their game today. So
UCF
Yeah.
and Illinois Blue.
What school is OC?
that's
Oklahoma Christian.
Oklahoma Christian. They get scholarships.
Oh, yeah, dude, that was the
They're
team.
the
I tried to use that
Brazilians.
as an example to like get scholarships for GCU because they're like,
Let it be known,
give me an example.
scholarship teams are mostly ass.
Yep.
Yeah, we beat those guys 7-3, 7-2.
Most of them are fucking
Ohio
yeah.
State versus Penn State Blue. I'm pretty sure that's Delta Force.
Wait,
Penn
we
State.
skipped over
Yeah.
UCF, bro. We skipped over UCF.
I just said that, and you guys just ignored it.
Ratio. Well, UCF. That's
Uh,
obvious.
Ohio State and Penn State Blue. I think this is Delta Force's Penn State.
Ooh, that's actually kind of a decent matchup.
Nah,
Low-
I don't think
Ohio
they're.
I still think
Yeah.
Ohio
don't
State
think
wins it,
Yeah.
but
Could be a 3-mapper.
I think it could go 3.
UTD
If that's Delta
and,
Force Penn State, no way that's Delta Force's Penn State going or seeding 61st.
Yeah, their B team seated higher than them, by the way. Their B
That's
team.
unreal.
They
uh,
just had a really hard game season. regular season.
UTD and
Maybe.
Red Orange.
I mean, we
Okay.
clear.
I will say
Bait
this,
UTD.
RIT, we played them in the first week. Those guys, they didn't do anything. Ever since then, they have turned on demon mode. I actually have this as an upset. RIT.
Oh, Bait gets shit on.
I'm sorry, your bracket's already busted solid.
Okay.
I'll take Bait, but not after the round of 32 there. Sorry, Bait.
And then
Yeah,
we
bracket
upset Ohio
fucked.
State. We're going all the way.
You should pull the ASU fucking Lemicki run. Start rulebooking fools left and right.
Shit.
We're taking them Friday default because they can't play it, and we're rolling them.
Fucking the Borough and LU.
I don't even know
Edinburgh.
what.
Edinburgh. Hold on.
I
Actually,
think that's Liberty,
Zave-
right?
Zave and Cold. Or you said LU, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
LU.
LU?
Liberty. I think that's Liberty.
Okay, never mind. Edinburgh clears.
Yeah, Edinburgh
That
clears.
isn't a game.
It's
Yo,
Lindenwood, by the way. It's Lindenwood.
Yo, super team. If the
Lindenwood?
super team gives
Ugh.
up more than 4 rounds against Team Ocean, I'm gonna be depressed.
Is
Team
that the Ocean team?
nasty.
UCSB? Ocean
Yes,
team?
Yes.
Oh, dude, UCSB Ocean team. I love those guys.
Yo, Uzi and Max, I know you're in chat. You can't give up more than 4 rounds to these guys.
That's facts, bro. And they were like one of the top teams in the West. UCSB. I think they were. Maybe they weren't. Maybe
Oh,
I'm
you don't
lying.
play
I
NU
can't
games?
remember.
All right, Max and Indy cannot give up more than 4 rounds to these kids. These kids don't even know how to turn on their monitors.
It's
Uh,
kind of facts.
Illinois State and Michigan, Snail and
Yes,
Mort
yes.
somehow squeaked this one by. This is one of those games where
Michigan-
they could actually lose.
They could because I think Michigan has some okay players. Like I
No,
think
Michigan
Mata.
buff.
They no. This is different.
There's
Is this-
there's one where Hat used to play.
Not Hat.
Is this Spartans or is this
Ha-
State?
This was where Stove used to play.
Yeah,
This
Tuffy
is
Stove.
just-
Yeah, this is
Oh.
Michigan State.
No,
It-
no.
No,
Stove
this is
doesn't
not
play
Michigan
for them.
State.
This is not. It's just regular Michigan.
The blue,
Or yeah,
blue and
Michigan.
yellow.
That's what I meant. That
This is
UM.
Gare
Yeah,
Bear.
that's what I meant. I'm sorry. Yeah, they have. I mean, they have some okay players. You
I
can't like completely put Michigan out of it. I still think ISU will win, but
This
maybe there's an
this
upset.
next one I think is close. Minnesota and Iowa State.
That's a banger.
Yeah, that's a 3-map banger that Minnesota takes.
Minnesota
Minnesota
somehow
takes it.
threw their game against ISU and Nace. And
I
then
might give it to Iowa State, bro.
Iowa
I-
State is known to play close against
Yo.
anyone.
I will say this. I got a DM from Gingy saying that they are screaming every day. They don't have a game this week, by the way. And they
Gingy is the goat,
every
bro.
game they didn't have a game last week.
You can't
guys
tell
are-
me you load into a lobby and see the name Uncrustables and you're not slightly like
I'm
terrified.
shaking in my
Dude, I'm
boots, like,
shaking.
GCU Temple.
Temple Cherry. Temple Cherry.
Temple Cherry
If they
takes
even
it,
show up for the
baby.
game.
Bro, they DM me they DM me to reschedule and we're like, hey, can we reschedule to Wednesday or Thursday? And I was like, SCS is this week. They're like, well, what if you guys get knocked out early? And I was like, I'm casting it, bro. Like, that's not really possible. That's also not how close work because you still play all 8 games. But
A&M
good try.
and Gaming Gators. A&M
A&M.
better not lose.
SFSU is not bad though. Again, like another team that's like not bad. That's San Francisco State. That's a West Coast team. That's the only reason I know anything about them.
Akron and
They're sometimes okay.
EUCD.
I don't
Pretty
know
sure-
what
Akron.
I'm pretty sure that's cool.
UC Davis,
I'm
bro.
pretty sure that's Guac.
Yeah, it's Guac. It's UC Davis. They're not
sorry,
good.
Guac. You get
But they,
sacrificed
like-
to the gods.
Yo, WVWC and Butler.
Dude, this is my
That's a
2
heater.
favorite teams.
That should get casted, bro. That should get casted.
I'm pretty sure they asked to be casted too. This is one that I remember that WVWC team last year because they forfeited to St. Clair or some shit that they thought they got robbed like the hottest bracket run ever.
Ooh, WV. Okay, remember when I was shit talking them last year, and they go, "Yo, let's scrim. We'll show you guys what's up." That
Did you,
scrim
like,
lasted 40 minutes. Yeah, that's the whole 40 minutes last year.
I remember that, bro. This shit was hilarious.
It's
Those
how-
guys were like desperate, bro. They wanted it. Oh,
Ohio
Tragic.
State,
Yeah, I got
Ohio
Butler
State
Arthur
Gray
playing
and Iowa State Gold or Iowa Gold.
I just don't know anything about Iowa Gold, so I'm gonna go with
That's
the
Fibrox.
I'll give it to Ohio State.
I
Yeah,
give
I'm
it
gonna
to
Yeah.
dude. I'm a.
They still clear most of the open teams. They just don't clear premier teams at all, as we saw throughout all
Well-
of stage or part 1 and 2.
They didn't even make CEA Open playoffs.
They did
I'm
not.
giving this one to Iowa Gold. I think Fibrox pulls off the upset here.
Klimpse, you
You
weren't
s-
here when I told this fact, but Ohio State Gray, UCF, and the old St. Clair teams are the only 3 teams to never win an actual game in CR6 Premier.
UCSD
hilarious.
and Robert Morris Blue.
UCSD
UCSD,
I
haven't
think
defeated in West.
Davenport and UTK.
Davenport,
Davenport,
Colorado
Yes.
State and NJIT.
Colorado State.
You're capping.
Colorado
You're
State.
all capping.
I'm calling.
Colorado
I
State.
think Nandon takes it.
So I was gonna perform the
I
inside
I
job
give
for
it
my
to
bracket.
NJIT.
UTSA
I'm not
and
even
Penn
playing
State
that game,
B.
so
Oh,
UTSA.
that's a slaughter.
St. Mary's and Kansas.
I
St.
don't know.
St.
Mary's.
Mary's.
I don't even know anyone on the Kansas team. ASU
Yeah, I have
and
no
Oklahoma.
idea.
Yo, Baca gotta lay down the wood on this one.
Banger matchup.
Bro,
Dude,
Blizz,
the trash talk
this is a
matchup
battle
is so
of
true.
trash talk right here.
Why do I almost want to call this an upset just for like?
Okay, I
It's a
do
giggles.
know Oklahoma is getting back Cold and Zave for this game.
It don't matter.
So
Baca is gonna
Talent
lay
is gonna
down the
be out.
wood, and then it's gonna carry over into trash talk right after.
Yeah,
I would love to see Baca put down Kenny.
And then
Yeah.
we got Oklahoma State, Cincinnati. This one actually might be even.
That's a good
That-
game.
That one's
So-
Either
actually
team
even.
could win.
They're playing tonight, and I know Inception's not playing because he is having me do all the work right now. Cincinnati's gonna win that one because I know they're
I think
gonna
so.
be
Yeah.
playing with the sub. So
Yo, Purdue and UT Orange.
Purdue.
Oh,
Ooh,
actually,
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 no,
I-
I don't think it's enough, Migs. I know
Yeah,
you and me were
is
talking about it.
is
Yeah.
Purdue playing
No.
with like Mila or
Uh,
Hangman?
the homie Jack has to play. If Jack
They're playing
doesn't
with
play,
Mila.
they're catching the L. All right.
Is Mila or Hangman playing? Because if one
Mila's
of those
playing.
two, okay, if Mila's playing, then they win. If he wasn't, then I would say Longhorns all the way.
Yeah, me and Solid talked about this one. If Mila's not
Ever
playing, it's
since
an L.
ever since that one player got banned for insinuating a no word on Purdue, they have fallen, bro.
That was one of their entries too. I think that was one
Yeah.
of their main entries too. That got
I will
banned.
say
He
I
was
did play
he was their captain, I'm
UT,
pretty sure.
Yeah.
and UT kind of poo poo. So I think
Illinois-
talent wins
UT
today for
is
Purdue.
mega poo poo, but still.
There's something going on in that roster. That's for sure.
UI, UC, and St. Ed's.
I have UIUC going all the way to the 3rd round of this. Actually, the
Ooh.
2nd round.
Yo, okay, this one might be a sleeper banger. UGA
No.
and Michigan State.
It's not gonna be close. I'm sorry, Migs. I don't know.
That's a Motto, Fry Queen, and then I forgot
That's
who else.
okay. That's the team I was thinking about with Motto and Fry. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. I was thinking the other Michigan team. I was thinking something else.
Okay, after what Trine did to MSU, I don't think they can handle a team like UGA. I'm not gonna lie.
Depends.
Rutgers and
Probably not, though.
ASUB.
We gave
Rutgers.
this seed so that Rutgers can make it past the first round. So I hope Rutgers makes it past the first round.
I'll take ASU's B team on the upset just
Yo.
because they're like not bad.
Tech versus Muskegon.
Okay,
Muskin gum.
Tech will have their full roster for the playoff run, so I'm taking Tech on this guy.
I believe with the
I
I don't know if
think
you
Ducktail
saw the
21.
ticket. I don't know if you saw the ticket, but I believe Draco, Buck, and somebody else have been moved to subs, and they have pulled up B team players as their new starters now. So
Oh shit.
I don't know.
And then Vespa Lindenwood.
I think that's because Buck is doing SCS close.
Yes,
so.
yeah.
Vespa time.
I don't know what Draco's
Um,
doing, but
I think Vespa.
Obviously, we
Draco's
can't.
been like working.
Obviously, we can't predict the second round because we don't have the results yet for the first round. When we do, we'll probably just tweet them out on the Twitter. And then we'll probably do try to aim to do a show for the weekend in prep for round 3 and 4, kind of highlighting round 1 and 2.
Banger.
Because that'd be 2 match days right there.
I will say, if you want to do the prediction, go to Rolls, get the Season 8 roll, and there's a channel called Bracket Mania. It's in the pinned messages. So if you want to put in your prediction, do it now. I'm going to start the tournament 9:30 EST today. So default time. I'm gonna start the tournament, so no more predictions will be allowed after that. I'm just saying.
Don't yell at me.
Shut up.
Landon has spoken.
I have. I
then
lay down
Landon
the
has-
word.
Any lasting words before we shut
Oh,
this?
we gotta do the clip of the week and the
Oh.
blunder of the week, bro.
Oh, you're right. I'm botching this.
We gotta highlight the.
I actually have them.
community.
I actually have them on my desktop. So we got blunder of the week
Oh no, I saw this, bro.
by Batman 268 himself.
A&M, avert your eyes.
Actually, I should lower this volume. Come on, man. You jumping out the window, you gotta hit your shots.
You gotta jump out from the other window. I mean, that's King George's thing, right? You gotta take inspiration from the old head.
Yeah.
That
He
is
probably
even have
lives
to
there,
play
bro.
well.
He gets that kill. He gets that kill 100%.
there's 100%.
Unless he like really sucks and misses. It's like an 80% success rate.
He got the kill because of the Claymore, but yo, that's Brian C-Stat, Texas.
I mean, that's a solid trade. You get all the Zof utility off the board. Just trading your life on the outside for a Claymore.
He did.
And you clear a Claymore.
Yeah, he did get the kill because of the Claymore. I will say that, but it's still a blunder of the week, bro. You jumping out and missing them shots. And then we got Squrrly out here with the Clipper of the Weaker.
This was actually nasty. I watched this live. I was walking back from my class and I was just watching them shit on these guys.
Don't need util if you're just gonna one tap them all with a pistol.
Yeah, Michigan State. I don't know about this one, Chief.
Tragic. It's the Trine diff though, low key.
Does anyone have the clip of what happens right after this?
I do not.
I do have the clip of that.
Do we want to show that clip? That's funnier than this, or that's a better clip in my opinion than this. Let's just say a little trolling occurs after this clip is hit.
If you have it, I'll take it. If you don't have it, I won't take it.
I have it. I'm gonna send it to you. Let me go to the clips and highlights. All right, here it is. Should I DM it to you?
Yeah, that'll work.
All right, let me get it over here. Here's the clip. If it ever loads.
It ever loads.
Jesus, 81 megabytes? Good thing I got fiber.
Oh, you don't want to. You don't want to know what.
Speaking
the
of
internet
which, if
is
any of
like.
you guys are in the Dallas area needing a job, my fiber office in Dallas is looking for field techs and AutoCAD drafters.
Here he goes.
Or more. What the?
You gotta turn on the volume though.
Klimpse, look at this.
Wait.
Bro, no way he got all those entry picks to make it come down to a 1v1.
Let's go, solid. Shit.
Yeah, that's that's what happened exactly after. So what happens is Squrrly goes to peek this guy from top white, and then Mini goes and peeks the door. He starts jiggle peeking at the same time, so he doesn't shoot, and he gets smoked. And then the Thermite walks in breach, tries to plant default, gets nitroed, and is left in a 1 with a nomad.
Aside from that, uh, any lasting words? Nandan.
I will just say good luck to all the teams that are playing in the playoffs. You know.
Forehead.
You know, good luck in playoffs, and make sure you actually go to the school you play for.
Bait.
All I'm saying, all the people who are complaining like I'm too low on the rankings, if y'all just win, we'll move you up.
That's
Dude,
facts.
I
And
am willing
RAT,
to
I'm
give
coming for you this week. Y'all are screwed.
anybody my spot, dude. You guys can have it. I don't want a spot on the list. Just take it.
My hot take is stream your freaking games. I've been saying it for like a year and a half, 2 years, however long we've been doing the Dirt Report. Stream your games, because I can't rank teams if we don't see you play. And we're just gonna go off of hypotheticals and matchups, score lines. Doesn't tell the whole story. Doesn't tell the whole story of you guys throwing your 1v1s or your 1vx's.
I try to
Yo,
stream
shout
my
out the
games.
Davenport boys. They do be streaming from their pit.
Yeah, they got the whole setup too. They got, like, line
Do,
cam.
also do be submitting the
Clips
play
of the week.
clips of the week, as in plays of the week, blunders of the week, and leverons of the week. We are definitely trying to see them all chat warriors like Mort and others that be leveroning their team. But that's it for this one. Probably in another episode in a couple days after the second round.